Season 2, Vinyl Destination, Episode 1.
It's a world out there. It's a world out there. It's a world out there. We on a world tour. We traveling 4 doors. Flights of 4 fours. To a country conversation over a 4 course. This is Vinyl Destination. Welcome aboard. And this edition, the mission is no different than it's been in the past. We play the music, make the music, take them with us and let them know they can do it. You hear that? It's a world out there. That's why we share that. It's a world out there. It's a world out there. It's a world out there.
I'm DJ Jazzy Jeff, and this is Vinyl Destination.
CIAA party is special, you know? It's a little bit older of a demographic, you know? It kind of goes back to the 90s and the 2000s when, you know, the crowd that went to the black universities and EU and doing the butt and, you know.
Half the people that go to CIAA don't even know what CIAA is. It's a basketball tournament of black colleges. Your Norfolk State, your Virginia State, they end up playing in a tournament. That's why the schools go. A lot of people who went to black universities go to Charlotte during CIAA just to party. They usually don't even. A lot of people go to Charlotte during CIAA. A lot of older people go down there just to party. They don't even know that it's a basketball tournament going on.
Charlotte, North Carolina. That was, first of all, the food was great. It was a soul food spot we ate at, which was amazing. But Charlotte reminded me of that barbecue that you used to go to, and around like 10:30 and everything like that, when the lights is dark and the DJ is playing this thing, like you see your aunts and uncles dancing like they shouldn't be dancing. It was like that. It was amazing.
I love those kind of parties. They really enjoy Jeff and the music. I like it because he plays a variety of music, and it reminds me back of the times when I was going to those colleges, like the black colleges and all that. Didn't go there, but I was hanging out there.
CIAA, it gives you a time to throw your stuff on that you might not have wore since you was in a black university. So it might be a little tight and out of shape, but it's the time that you get to go in your closet and pull out something that you might not need to ever pull out in life.
You should dress the way that you regularly dress if you're going out wherever you live. If you're in Chicago or LA or New York, if you're in those places, Atlanta, you should dress that way. But a lot of people come down to Charlotte and they try to dress up. And you end up seeing the old school, you go see your uncle. You know what I mean? He like 55 now. He got a Bluetooth in his ear. You know what I mean? He got the Steve Harvey suit on with the with the sandals. He might have some sandals on.
Dope suits, players dressing all white. They got the gaiters on. They got the tilted brim. You know what I mean? It's a lot of musk, but
It's a lot of players at the CIAA, a lot of pimps, a lot of women, plenty of women. All of them probably didn't go to college, but they're there.
They have younger events at CIAA. So, but if a younger person gets a chance to kind of come to one of those classic, 90s parties, they probably gonna see their mom, rocking hard in a tight fit dress that she wore when she met your dad, that she really can't fit anymore, but she still wears it. Might be a little traumatic.
You have those older, more classy women that dress rather conservative, and then you have the ones that dress a little bit more provocative, and then you have ones that just don't give a damn.
It's like the players ball. It's about event from being a player's ball?
They players from the Himalayas at CIAA. I got my green hat on, my green shirt, and my, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Day party, and it's actually daytime. It's a real live day party. Come check it out.
The next day I did a day party. That was the first time I ever did a day party, which was crazy because it's broad daylight. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was like 1,000 people in the party, you know, but everybody had a good time. You didn't know it was daytime until you walked out. So your body was a little weird. Like, you know, I'm not supposed to be, you know, playing Biggie at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for 1,000 people inside the club. But I really enjoyed it. Everybody had a good time. Mike Kitchen, he's the mayor of North Carolina. I say the whole North Carolina. I'm not gonna just say Charlotte. He's the mayor of North Carolina, man. Mike Kitchen is my man there. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for bringing me. Thanks for being a music lover. Anything you need, dog, you just call.
Yeah!
So we get to Chicago, and me and Ferno, we actually go down to the Bean, downtown Chicago. I had never been there before. You know, Fern is, you know, he's new, so he wants to go everywhere. He's that happy kid that's like, oh, let's go see the Penguins.
Millennium Park, Cloud Gate, the Bean. The Bean was dope. It was just one of those things that, like I keep referencing, that I saw online prior to me getting to this place, and being excited about going to Chicago and it being my first time in Chicago. It was a dope experience. I got a chance to hang out with Skills. We were like dancing and having a great time, and
Selfies in front of the Bean. Yeah, special powers. Ferno has special powers, but they make him special. Not special, but like special. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Special.
I would say that the Bean is magical. The Bean is definitely something that has a certain ambiance about it. I really liked it. Like, I would say it's magical. I could say that. I think Ferno might have walked away from the Bean with some special powers. I kind of was beanless.
That's right.
it was a really great experience. People were ice skating down below. And it was a really, really unique structure. If you stand in the center of it and look up, it was like the trippiest thing you've ever seen before. I can't describe it, but it was trippy.
They were dancing. You know, well, Fern always dance. Skills, I don't really know what Skills does.
We're in Chicago on our way to Shrine. I'm gonna do my I Love Music set. I play a little bit of everything. Chicago. It's my second home. My brother Terry Hunter's in the car. He just got in. He was rude. He ain't even say nothing. He just kind of got in. See? That's how we do in Chicago.
I died, man. What up, Chick Money?
Too cool right now. That's
What's up, Chick Money? Oh, shit.
what you want. Too cool.
Oh, see, that y'all was blocking me from coming down here. See,
Down here.
what's going on, young boys out here?
No young.
I do smell shit.
Shrine setup was very, very dope. They had a stage behind the main bar, and then there was like a sea of people out there that were really having a good time. And it was probably one of the most energetic crowds I've experienced at the time. You know, it was like my first time being in Chicago and my first time really understanding what it means that Chicago folks, Chicagoans, really, really know and love music and really enjoy themselves. And there was this one guy in particular, George.
My old head, George Daniels, kicking it. If you don't know who George Daniels is, Google him. George Daniels can dance. He dances. He's a OG.
yo, you know,
You make me look good.
I didn't know who George was. I'll be honest with you when I first saw him. So he came up on the stage and he was just grooving. He was like stepping in.
When you get George at a party and he starts stepping, because you know Chicago famous for they famous for getting they step on. When you get George at a party and start playing them hits, and he just start doing the Cabbage Patch like off the cuff, like and I don't mean like a old person Cabbage Patch. You know, like old people will be like it'll almost be a Dougie. George did a hard. Like fell into it was like Remember the Time, like it was choreographed. I think he has a choreographer.
And he grabbed one of the dancers and was having a good time and started to step with her and serenade her and.
He's an icon for Chicago, you know what I mean? Not just as far as R. Kelly, but for George's Music Room, which I don't know if a lot of people know was one of the biggest music stores in Chicago and probably in the country for that matter. But he's definitely an icon and can dance his ass off. I hope I look that good when I get that old, you know what I mean? George can definitely cut a rug. Stepping is what they call it in Chicago. Step in the name of love. Step in the name of love. And what do you say? We starting to step.
I need you to break it down one time for George. You gotta break it down for him. George, hold up, listen up, listen. It makes me feel like.
When George comes to your event, you kind of feel blessed. You kind of know that something good is going on because George is there. So I'm happy when I see George, you know, at anything I do in Chicago, I kind of like know it's going to be a good night because George is going to put on his dancing shoes and let you know that he's the OG.
George was exactly how I want to be when I get to George's age. He was just having a really, really, really good time. He didn't have a care in the world. He had a move. He had one of those type joints he was bringing back, you know.
But he was hitting it like, it was like.
Hands up, get 'em up, hands up, get 'em up. Hands up, put 'em up, get 'em up, get 'em up. Hands up, get 'em up, put 'em up, get 'em up. Yo, don't stop till you get it up.
Chicago is like a second home for me. You know, I got a ton of friends. My wife's family's from Chicago. My wife is from Chicago. You know, got a lot of love for the city. You know, the city gives me a lot of love back, so. I love Chicago. I love it.
That's gonna be the beginning of your show. And I